We was in the theater. I was watching that OJ shit.
Yeah, you don't know the OJ story, so we started watching OJ.
Yeah, I know the fucking surface level shit.
I got my master's degree in OJ.
Yeah, you got your master. Yeah. He's got his master's in OJ.
I'll go through the whole thing.
guide you. I saw because they completely changed that house.
Oh yeah, you talking about where she was murdered?
Yeah,
that townhouse.
Yeah,
I drove by it.
You drove by it
on his anniversary. I drove by it.
On whose
the address has changed? Nicole Kidman's.
Yeah, they changed the address.
Changed the residence is different. They knocked it all down because they didn't want dumbasses to drive by all the time.
Well, because that's what was happening, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess that's what it was just such a fucking tourist attraction.
It's weird when you go to those murder sites. Like I went to Charles Manson where they murdered Sharon Tate.
Wait, what's the point?
Because I read I don't know why I'm into it. I read so much about it. I want to visually see like the historic darkness that went down. So like when I drove to Sharon Tate's house, it's creepy, man. Because I study it so much. I know exactly where Tex walks and parked the car. I know the walk they made. So you can read about it, but when you're there, like you can park where he parked. When you're there and you're like, what? It's just weird.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like put it all together. And you can see they parked here at the end of the hill. They walked up here, murdered Sharon Tate and the Folger and the rest of them. It's nuts.
You feel like a PI.
I know, right? You're super into it.
I get scared. Like it's creepy as fuck, man.
It is.
It's really creepy.
All that shit's creepy, and I don't know why.
Bro, that book I'm reading on the plane. The Night Stalker book, it's like the balls deep in the Night Stalker. They get into like the murders and him in prison and all this stuff. What was weird with that Night Stalker stuff, the murders are so intense and so scary. I wouldn't read it on my own. Like I get scared. Sometimes it's so graphic, I put the book down. And I'm like, fuck, why do I read this stuff? And I put it down. And then like an hour go by on the flight, I'm like, let me see this shit. I only have like 50 pages left. But it's scary, man.
You were reading it when we were on when we were coming from Cleveland.
Yeah, I started in Cleveland. I'm almost done with it now. Spokane because I can't read at home. My kids are like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, so I only read on planes. But then what's weird about him is like gets busted. Clearly he's the murderer. There's evidence all over from his shoe print to his DNA because he raped him. So his evidence is all over the place. And his family was like, there's no way he did this. So his family come visit him and he's like, they're framing me. This is ridiculous. I didn't do this. They're just trying to put it on a poor Mexican kid. His family's like, yeah, that's right. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, just look at all. And then he would murder people and ask for, jewelry and cash before he murdered them. Then he would take that jewelry, wedding rings, bracelets, necklaces that are specific to that person they murdered and send to his sister. So they went to his sister's house and like, has the Night Stalker given you any jewelry? And she was like, yeah. And they're like, let us see. So they open up. It's all the people that's been murdered jewelry. She's like, I don't believe he did it. It's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like they're just so oblivious because it's their brother. He was like the little brother. And they're like, there's no way he did it. And then even when he was in prison, he was like, I'm just going to say guilty. And they're like, no, you got to fight this because you're innocent. And you could tell he was like, yeah, they're just going to frame me. So I'm fucked either way. He's like, I'm going to say guilty because obviously he's guilty.
Yeah.
And then he had so many hoes coming after him. So many hoes. Like they said the wardens, like the security of the prison were like, we've never seen anything like this. So many girls wanted to fuck him. They thought it was so, like he was so handsome.
Did they fuck him?
No conjugal visits. He could talk to him on the phone. And like he had like diehard, like ride or die bitches. So weird, right?
It's weird that you read it.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, when Cat was at the house,
that's how I feel.
When Cat was at the house, a new book came says, "Why are people so in love with serial killers?" Because I'm trying to figure out.
There's a book about that.
Yeah, I got the book.
Yeah, Brendan got it.
I just got it. I'm trying to figure out why.
Is other people out there that's infatuated with serial killers? Well, I hear you. I hear you, but driving up to people's houses.
This is episode 666.
Yes, I know.
That's what I'm saying. You wanted to go to that fucking hotel.
Again,
you want to
idea.
So you talking about him?
But again,
here's what's interesting. I see Jay was like, "Hey, a lot of people emailed firing the kid shop@gmail.com. A lot of people emailed the hotels. You can't go there.
Yeah,
you can't go there.
I was not able to book anything, so I don't know what's happening. You said
people were DMing me and saying that
it's called the hotel off Main now.
Nobody DM me.
Stay on Main or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, stay on Main. There,
They changed the name. It'd been fun to do it, but man, it's just when you look more into it, dude. You want to talk about a terrible fucking person?
Yeah,
What about that girl at the water tower?
That was mental health. Yeah, shout out to mental health. BetterHelp.com promo code shop. That's all that. She was on meds.
Well, that's the thing that kind of like, looking at that story, it's like people want to say she was like demonized and stuff like that.
Nope.
It's like
crazy,
it's like, man. Like, and meanwhile, her folks are sitting here saying, no, she really had.
But look, the conspiracy is way more fun.
I was
way
about to say,
fun. Because what actually happened is she was on medication, didn't take her meds. She had these crazy episodic things happen before where they find her under beds, terrified, thinking somebody's chasing her. She decides to take a fucking journey down to California, goes to all these spots. Stop taking her medication. She just happens to be at that creepy hotel, didn't take her meds, wanders off, climbs in the water tower. They didn't think to look in the fucking water tower. They found her crazy ass in there dead. Case solved.
Yeah.
Mental illness, man.
Look how boring that sounds.
There was someone that broke it down, and they were like, it's so easy to get into that water tower.
Yeah.
They literally had their phone filming
and they got sued.
route.
They're getting sued for it because it shouldn't be that easy.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, why was the top closed when they found her? How would a person drown and close the top? And then the janitor was like, well, I was checking the water tower and I opened it, saw she was in there, freaked out and closed it.
Oh.
Yeah. He was like, case solved. Like, I closed it.
Damn.
People are like, no, you didn't.
I know, yeah.
A ghost closed it.
She's demonized.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man.
That's mental health, man.
Yeah.
I
I'm
bet
like,
she's crazy.
Yeah. All right, Brendan.
They're just saying, like, the case solved.
People really believe in that stuff, though.
It's so
really,
fun. Dude, don't get me wrong. I love it. It's so fun.
But it's,
But the Charles Manson one's even weird. The Charles Manson one's, to me, the most strange case there is. Because he was an experiment with the CIA with LSD and in Ashbury, San Francisco.
You told me about that.
He was out on parole. He would violate his parole all the time. And people were like, hey, man, Charles Manson's right there. Like, he violated all these paroles. Go arrest him. And every cop in that county would be like, no. Like, it's higher up than us. We're not allowed to fuck with him. And you're like, why wouldn't they fuck? Why can't they fuck with him? It's just that Charles Manson's fucking a weird case, dude. If you read Chaos by I forget the author,
Brendan, you think I'm gonna read these books?
It'd be good.
I didn't even want to go to that damn hotel.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not.
I didn't. John, I'm telling you, after I read what, because when you watch the documentary on Night Stalker, it kind of gives you just how bad he is. There it is. That book. That's the best serial killer book in the world. Tom O'Neill.
Best serial killer book.
It's the most interesting book you will.
Whole sentence.
It's the most interesting book you will ever read, ever. As far as Charles Manson, it's the best book of all time. It's. I couldn't put it down. It's fucking captivating.
So the CIA had their hands on Charles Manson, and the regular police couldn't touch him.
Yep.
Well, it did get a 4.8 out of 5.
His parole officer in San Francisco, like, helped him out, and they let it. Just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make it. All of it doesn't make sense. And then also, like, the whole narrative that the real famous book came out that not Pelosi, Jesus Christ, I forget the guy who wrote it. Oh, Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter, I heard of him.
Helter Skelter was the book that the prosecutor Vincent Bugliosi, he wrote it, and this was also his defense, saying that he started a race war, and he was into the Beatles, and he did it to create all this race stuff. And then Charles Manson's like, I don't like the Beatles. He's like, that's the Beach Boys guy. He's like, I don't listen to fucking Beatles. He was like, that doesn't make sense, dude. So, like, he painted this whole narrative that he's crazy and he launched this race war. And he's like, what? He's like,
so why did he put the swastika on his head?
Just to look crazy? Because there's a point when he was on trial, he was like, oh, I'm never getting out. So I'm just going to lean into the crazy shit. But they also try to make him look crazy because he remember you see him in those videos. He has really long hair and the beard. Yeah. He's like, I asked to get my hair cut and shave so I looked like a fucking normal person.
But they didn't want that.
They wouldn't let me because they knew I looked fucking crazy.
Brendan, you balls deep in this shit.
I can't get
What else do you like?
Well, hold on. Before you ask that question,
what are your other interests?
This might be a weird question, but let me ask you, Brendan.
Don't get me started on DI.
Well, who's the best?
Or the Black Dahlia.
Well, who's the best serial killer in your mind?
The best? What?
I know it's a weird question.
Real question?
Because he's balls deep.
The BTK killer was fucking pretty gruesome. He didn't get caught forever. But the best, as far as if you were going to say best, like most deaths, was this guy who worked in an old folks home and hospital. Because, old people, they die. Yeah, but he would be like, oh, cool. And then just like someone's grandma cover their nose and mouth, kill him, be like, oh man, she passed away. This is so sad. And then he came out and was like, they found out he killed like 80 people. Like, bitch, you killed my grandma? He's like, she was going anyway. Yeah, he's like the most, as far as successful serial killer of all time. Because he was so hard to track.
Can't they tell that though?
No.
So
how do you tell?
Bro.
You can't like.
No, because they were on ventilators, like breathing because they had issues breathing already.
Yeah.
So he just unhook it.
This the whore
Yeah,
right
Just
here.
50
Man,
patients.
I'll beat his ass.
Yeah, he a whore.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Coward.
Coward.
Yo, I can't. So he'll go to different nursing homes, take their man. My grandmother's in.
100.
This one says 15 patients under his
just 15.
care. Well, his total
number is 250.
250. Yeah.
250 people.
Well, they couldn't think about it. They couldn't figure out. Your grandma goes there and she's like on her last leg, and be like, yeah, say less, and then just fucking kill him.
Well, he looked like he was on his last leg.
and
Look
then,
at this motherfucker.
And then no one checked into it because they're just old people, so he got away with it forever.
This was in the UK.
Who was keeping count?
He was.
He'll just kill an old person and tally it up. in his journal?
Bound, torture, kill guy was creepy as fuck.
Bound, torture. Who's
Yeah,
that?
BTK killer. He looked normal. He had like a family.
Was he executed? Wait.
Man, that's that guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Who?
Don't you dare compare him to Danny DeVito.
Oh, dang.
How dare you?
How dare you?
He was.
Danny
he was-
DeVito
he was-
is a gift.
He was awful. He was.
What? No. What was his deal?
Bound, torture, kill. So he would tie the people up,
Look at that.
and then while he's raping,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's one of his victims.
he put mask on him and shit. He'd wear weird shit, but he was married, and so he would kill, and then his wife suspected, so he went on a break.
Was he
And
a
then,
cop or something?
5 years later, bad dude, piece of shit.
Wow.
Yeah, that is weird. Was he a cop? B? Because he's
Is
right
that
there,
him down there on the right? No. Sorry.
right there in the middle. with
Is that him right there? No.
That look like him.
Maybe it's not him. Or maybe that's the person that caught him.
No, that is him.
That
Yeah,
is
it's
him.
dark,
Was
man.
he a cop?
What is his outfit?
Bind, torture, kill. 10 people. Wichita, Kansas.
And what around? This was in the 90s.
No,
he
he
said
has to be
They
80s.
said the 80s at the bottom.
Oh. Is that guy dead?
Hopefully.
Who?
Real piece of shit.
Damn, I never heard of these killers at all.
Yeah, right?
Creepy stuff. Well, what's weird is the narrative that Ted Bundy's like this handsome serial killer. It's like Ted Bundy was smart. Like he
Is he
represented.
handsome?
I don't not compared to. I know this is weird to say, but not compared to Ramirez.
Maybe let me be the judge of that.
Do you think he was handsome for the time and like where he was killing, like
Bundy?
those areas? Like he was good looking, like you know how there's like a LA8 and then like a Wichita.
He's a Cleveland.
8. You know what I mean?
He's like a
Okay.
Cleveland
He was-
7.
He
Yeah.
did it in Cleveland.
He did it Cleveland, Utah.
Oh, he went.
Florida.
Got it. He went places.
But he was handsome, so he charmed girls and help them out.
I
going
don't
on
remember
dates
what
and
this
kill
guy
them.
looks like. Can you show me?
Yeah. One
Ted
second.
Bundy.
Oh shit! You good, Chin?
Yeah.
Chin dropped his kratom.
Yeah.
Sniff it.
Sniff it. You won't.
It's a
Ted
raid
Bundy?
now.
Ted Bundy.
Bundy.
I don't think Ted Bundy's that handsome, but he's not like Zac Efron played him in the movie on Netflix.
Oh.
Zac Efron's a dime piece
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
It's
compared to Richard Ramirez.
I think it's his jawline or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Go to
know.
Richard Ramirez,
And
especially
he
when
has
he got his
those
teeth
blue
fixed.
those blue eyes.
your eyes.
Dude, but Richard Ramirez, that long hair.
I'm crying.
Richard Ramirez. Oh man, no. Compared. Oh wait.
Come on, dude.
Oh, hold on. Now.
The
It's the hair.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a good looking dude.
yeah.
He looked like the guy from American Horror Story.
Wait, who's that girl? He's with? Oh, is that
They
one of his?
actually added him in as a character.
Yeah,
As a-
he was in the
Yeah.
1970s one. What?
Yeah,
1976?
1989.
Or 80, yeah,
that was like the first American.
No,
Horror
that was the
Story,
first.
wasn't it?
That was the last one.
The last one.
Just kidding. I
Duran
know.
was on that one.
Just kidding. Eh.
But as far as like, if we're talking about good looking serial killers, he's numero uno, son. Yeah, that's
His
the
hair.
thing. Some of the girls that he raped, they didn't kill. They went describing them. He was a very good looking Latino guy
Wait, when did he get his teeth fixed?
while he was in prison.
So they thought he was hot with bad teeth.
But they said he was very attractive till he opened his mouth, and that's one. That's one of the ways he got caught. He had like all these cavities, and his teeth were all fucked up. And he went to a dentist in Koreatown, and he's supposed to come back. So they had cops wait in there and pretend they were waiting, but he never came. Like he was privy to it. He was hot to it, so never came back. But they're like,
yeah, look
they're
at
like
right.
he's gonna have to figure out his teeth because he's in so much pain.
Yeah, he's good looking.
And you know what? He was a big rock fan. So before murders, he'd listen to AC/DC, Highway to Hell, and he had a dope AC/DC hat. And then he killed one person. His hat fell off.
Brendan,
Yeah,
you're an encyclopedia for this.
Well,
shit.
yeah, what book? It was like people infatuated with serial killers. You
Yeah,
did that.
how deep are you into that book?
God,
I haven't even started.
Yeah,
I'm trying to finish this one.
It is interesting
It's
because
weird.
you're not
Yeah.
the only person. Like,
No, it's
people
huge.
like these fucking murder mystery docs on fucking Netflix are like so fucking popular.
Dude,
And meanwhile,
dude,
I have no interest.
The number one podcast ain't Rogan, ain't fucking Fighting the Kid, ain't King of the Sting, ain't Bad Friends, not Chris D'Elia. It's crime, murder mystery.
Really?
It's like Serial, the Apology Line, like that stuff's the biggest like demo, dude. Because you have all like housewives and shit listening to it, not just 18 to 36 bros. Like there's so many more like just
But I thought it was a lot of females that like to listen to that
they
shit.
do.
They do.
Like my mom.
me.
Like,
I don't know why I'm into
But
it.
if you-
that's what I'm saying, like, what-
my mama was into
Have
it.
you
growing
always
up.
been into it?
I've been in it because my mom was into
So
it.
she would watch Dateline and shit.
Well, when I was like a kid, I'd watch. My mom would let me watch like Freddy Krueger and like Goodfella, like
Yeah.
killing, I
Uh-huh.
guess.
but again, like you meet people like Brendan or my mom, you would never suspect that they're in a kind of. My mom watched Snap religiously. I'm like, girl, these
What's
are old
Snap?
episodes. Like Snap is like women who like snap
Yeah,
and
they
kill
snap
their
and
husband.
kill their husband.
Or and I was like, Mom, why you keep watching this? She was like, I'm getting ideas.
Is it a
Oh.
scripted series?
No, it's not scripted. It's like real talk.
It's
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Is it like
like-
that? Is it like
it's
that
on-
one
it's on-
J Lo movie enough?
Enough. Nah, but she
When
beat him up.
Kick
She
her
beat him.
dude's ass.
That shit was so unrealistic.
She trained for a little bit.
She
Y'all
trained
seen it
for
now?
2 weeks. She trained for 2 weeks, and then she's like, "I'm ready." Put on the
Hey, she
hand
fucked
wraps,
him up.
and then
Yeah.
he came in there, and she's like,
Yeah.
She fucked him
he was
up.
like, "Oh, you want to go?" And then my favorite buddy's like, "You want to go?" Boom. She's all.
She tried to do hella shit.
She was all. Wow.
Hey, some people can learn a lot.
I was about to say she had a right hand on.
I wish
She had
that
a
shit
right
was
hand on.
realistic. She'd been like, "Oh."
Have y'all seen enough? You know
J-Lo?
with J Lo?
Are you serious?
I haven't.
How about when I got off stage at the Laugh Factory? Right away, you go, "Bro, I figured out what you look like." I'm like, "What?" This is in front of a bunch of other comics. I'm like, "What?" You're like, "You look like a Rottweiler who got his shit together."
Oh, you do, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
Grab that mic, son.
You do. Look, bro, look.